Welcome to my channel. It's a story about me and my exes. One of which is featured on the thumbnail as an AI enhanced picture. Because obviously I can't get something that fucking crazy from 5 years ago. Everything is changing significantly and have to improve accordingly. You might improve by subscribing to me if you relate to my story, so let's begin. Let's clean up this room because I might need it. I might need to build a matrix of information. I hope you can keep up because it's gonna get very complicated very fast. So we're talking about number 8. Number 8 we can split like this. Right? And draw a snowflake. And in chronological order, we can put the X's. The breaking point is in the middle. There's a special thing where one generation has ended. Certain adventures have ended, basically. And as, you know, fun meme, I can put British flag in here. If you collected 8 X's, do I unlock a new territory for myself? Is that what's going on? Is that the level of story we're dealing with? Gotta stretch it out a little bit so it fits the narrative. Yeah, you go. Perfect. Almost. The first thing is to unlock why should I even talk about 8 X's, especially if they're evil. Why should I even remember that shit? You should probably not fall in love with your ex. They have to change significantly, and they're probably not gonna do that. You know, all hope is lost. Usually when you break up and your heart is broken, all hope is lost. They will not just turn around and change themselves so significantly so you love them again. Like, they already failed life, and very early in life they failed. They have time, but I don't think they have the will to do anything, to change anything. Basically, you make a horrible mistake and my heart is broken, and that's the end of that. The end of our story, and you're probably not gonna, you know, continue our story specifically, right? Also, it's important to talk about exes so you improve as a viewer. You understand and relates to the issue in hand and how I solve my issue. By talking about it, by reflecting on my memory. This is live, basically, and there's a fucking spider crawling. 1 second. You don't want to see an 8-legged creature crawling around into the video. Spying on me, bro. Insects. You gotta hand it to AI, like, can do crazy things. And we have to keep moving forwards. Because probably, you know, the world is gonna simplify and collapse. But right now, because we're individuals, we can do whatever we want. As long as we're, like, nice to each other. As long as we don't go to jail straight after doing, stupid things. You know, I sit here, and I sit staring at my computer, and I still get in trouble. And my home, bro. Get in trouble just one time, and that one time is just gonna fucking ripple across my entire rest of the life, it seems. Like, I need an escape. I need go as far away as go to Iceland and fucking be stuck in there. But we'll see, man. Because, the other 4 X's that I have to defeat to become the ultimate cool person will be a little bit more popular and powerful. Alright, we'll probably live in the spotlight, and making wrong moves is gonna be detrimental. Just because someone is in the spotlight, it doesn't intimidate me, but it changes everything in my life. All I have to do is talk to them. All I have to do is have a genuine conversation so they have a possibility of having interest in me, right? I will definitely be interested in them, so they will break my heart if they're not interested at all, or they just do stupid shit, right? And that's what we're gonna see. I will prove that I've learned First of all, I have to quickly put down the X's. One of the first ones is Monica, but the person on the thumbnail is an Earth creature for obvious reasons. It almost feels like, you know, that's what I'm attracting. But I never thought it's going to be the first X. And you never quite know, but the time when you meet a person is potentially the time where you hanging out with them and sort of semi-dating them. Right now, again, you have so much superpower where you can just take a picture, be very distant from someone else, but just through their Instagram, you can get to know them pretty well. So just talking to them is good enough. If they're not interested, well, they're assholes. Or they just really don't want the relationship. So they're an X waiting to happen, or they're just, as long as they spend enough time with you, basically, talking. Because talking, just exchanging, that's how relationships work. That's the easiest bond to make, of like, I talk to you and you talk to me. I put effort and you put effort back. Tit for tat. You try to equalize things as much as possible. And the conversation never supposed to really end in that sense until you say goodbye and move it to another time and place. Or maybe not. Different place. I mean, it's just going to be the same chat box. There's two more, so there's the blue one, I guess. Yeah, that comes from school. This comes preschool almost. Pre-high school. Because high school is the only fucking thing that I remember. Everything below that is a blur for sure. And the fire one, after I finished school, I went to UK. So, the British flag is not just a fucking meme. It kind of plays a role, you know. In fact, it's kind of like where I enter and quit UK. It's the whole fucking transition, I would say. So I had this UK experience. 4-year experience of working in there and interacting with people. And there was a girl that I like bumped into, and I'm like, I guess we finished the context, right? Because she said something very interesting that will stay in my mind forever, right? And they're also like dangerous. You know, you might actually care about them. Because you're working with them, like you have no escape. But she tried to escape instead. So it's a very interesting turn of events, I would say. The next chapter, I'm gonna go backwards, because I might not remember everything. So I have that one. I have that one, pretty much the same timeline, reveals itself. Then schoolmates, and then my friends. And this one's still questionable because, like, where's the girl? I don't know. But they have girlfriends, so they know how. They know how to get one. They can give me enough advice and hang out with me themselves and like figure things out for me. You know, put me in the spotlight. But they chose not to do that, so fuck that. Annoying. Because you can't really get out of your way to chase girls. Like, that's not really a good strategy. As long as you're having fun, you can do it, but I don't know, man. I'm not gonna have fun just chasing things, just trying to pick up girls. Like, that's not gonna work out. So let's begin. Dissecting the whole shebang. Because it's a whole adventure for me. Where's the Heartbreak is Gold video? I don't get it. I have a whole playlist about bullshit, But there's also gold moments, and I guess I don't have it, or I just have not listed things. It's a little bit complicated to do that, and playlists fucking suck. Playlists are bullshit. The first one, the girl on a thumbnail, and her personality. So I was able to actually talk to her in the very, very end. This very end, when I was like leaving UK, she fucking shows up in my life, basically. Funny enough, right? But the full story, gets a wrecking ball of like, she's not good. Like, she's just not good anymore. She has been wasted by other people, by other men, taken advantage of. She already has a child, and it's like, I can't even call that a date, right? Like, it's just pathetic. But I got to know her in the end. We meet, and it's the closest thing I had to a date. Which you would think, shit, why is this the lowest generation again? Or the first generation of girls. I have met her before, and she became the ex of my friend too. So it's a very shitty moment, and they actually, kissed and hang out and all that shit. So it's a lot dirtier crap. And I had to be on the sidelines, basically, a little bit of hangout, but a little bit of just like awkward. And the friends list is also making things awkward. I just don't fit in, right? But this has spawned the purple friends to come out, basically, because I survived this adventure. I got that shit unlocked. I got one key, my friends. So yeah, I call her Fat Fire, and you probably can guess what's wrong with her. She has a child, and she is overweight. She's not attractive. Even though she was attractive, but wasted that image, and why? She's still pretty young, so there was no reason to do that. Unless she made many, many mistakes that breaks my heart, and I have to let go and shut the chapter. It was nice talking to her in the very end. She's skilled in that category for some reason, and could potentially find a way out. But not with me, because you get the idea, right? A heartbreak is just something like you gotta avoid having twice or more of. What's the point? Unless she just becomes a normal person and just reports things instead of expecting something from me. The second and the most popular one, well, I guess I trust the RNG. It's Monica, guys, with her friends here. And her friends do play a goddamn role, of course. One of them is like attractive, and one of them is very active and popular in school. But Monica is just popular for me, right? Putting her on a pedestal, but pretty much getting nothing in return but just cringe, right? She doesn't have social media profile. She hides herself deep down. Kind of pulled me into Instagram to make my first posts, so that's a pretty big deal. I guess there's some kind of key laying around in that sense. Some kind of encouragement to explore more and bump into more girls and all that shit, I got that wrist from Monica. Congratulations. And I used her as a weapon, pretty much. I used the whole raise to destroy my classmates too. Alright? She's gonna play a role in that, to some extent. She's pretty but too shy and probably too evil in the end, because the more I dig, the more black people I find that interest her, and all of a sudden, like, that kills the vibe instantly. Of like, if that's what you're hiding in there, if that's what music you like, I mean, holy shit. I open up her playlist of songs because I had to dig deep, and it's like, shit, it's full of crap. Full of black people. It's a pattern that I don't recognize. Like, some women actually like pop songs, and I'm like, shit, that's cool. I can listen to your playlist. But Monica's playlist was just like brain damage to me. Now, we've been through a lot in school times, because I've been chasing her around a little bit, and wrote a book about her. Not really, it's just mention her, but it creates enough drama and tension that, is that about you? Is that about you? But nobody actually chases after me and confronts me about it, because it's not about her, right? It's about my self-improvement and how I'm being torn apart. It's my confession of a heartbreak, and she didn't do anything about that either. It's just so pathetic. Her behavior is too shy, too pathetic. She does not deserve anything at all from me, at least. And I deserve something in return. I still need a payback from these, events, at least. Hopefully the key is enough, but like, I don't know. Because maybe I got unlocked this chest and then I got another key. And then we're gonna be using that. It's fucking life is RPG, guys. Trust me. It's complicated. Oh yeah. Alright. Monica is fucking glitching around, I'm not gonna lie. This is my Monica now. I'm gonna take ownership of this existence, of this character, because it resembles her quite a bit, and at least everyone else can relate to the horror story that I have to go through myself. Someone being overly interested in me? Well, the opposite. Alright? You have to take all the feelings that you got from playing Doki Doki and think of the opposite of Monica is that much not interested in me. Trying to run away from me. Well, whatever. So sweet. A sweet person I have bumped into, and she's pretty rich too. Fucking sucks. And guess what? Another pattern emerges. My fucking evil friends gets to connect with 2 out of 4 exes all of a sudden. Which does bother me quite a bit. And then he shows up here too, because he plays a role. So, my biggest friends in history, I guess. Fucking makes 3 appearances. So they date as well, and I am like very interested because I saw her in school and I'm like, shit, she looks very cute. And then I actually get to meet her parents and see her home and how well she lives, right? And how easy her life is, apparently. Her father takes care of the internet in our area and has visited our home like twice. So he saw how I live too. It's almost like a fair exchange. I get to see how she lives, and how I live gets to be seen by her dad and her. Maybe it's not a fair exchange, actually. But having a girl in my room was the first experience. And I cried for 30 minutes after that experience. So, I don't know, man. All of a sudden, something was going wrong. It's almost like, we're spending time together. It's all great, but nothing is developing. It's just more questions, more awkwardness. And you have to understand that's what sweet people do. They give you something super sweet, but they try to play it off as if it's completely worthless. and it's just a thing to attract you with, you know, just a thing to manipulate you with, basically. Obviously, if you get it over and over again, if they can't escape, you win. But if you get just a taste of it, of a sweet thing, and you get they see that you're getting addicted, that's exactly what they want. And here you go. They just pull the plug, and white noise everywhere. This is sweet. Again, Monica is technically the biggest influence that will show up on YouTube Rewinds every now and then. So brace yourselves for impact when that happens. Just to scare the shit out of people. You know. Sweet has no chance and nobody else has chance. To be honest. Let's be very honest. No one has chance. Alright? Well, actually, Azzy does have chance. But none of them will take it. It's just like the most heartbreaking thing is this waste of interactions over and over again. I don't care if you're married, if you have 27 children, if you're attractive and we can spend time together, I'm gonna do that. You know, if you're a quality person and you haven't destroyed your qualities, I don't care about the rest of the things until I find enough red flags that, yeah, I have to care now, and it weighs you down. And obviously the biggest red flag is the fucking friends. You know, it spawns with a red flag. But this is how I met her, so it's completely fine. Right? It's the part of an experience, so to speak. They break up. I almost like help them break up, you know, accelerate the process. And I get nothing in return. Just a lot of lessons, I guess. And then I get to hang out with my friends in a bitter way, you know, in the school that we went together for like a year. But whatever, you know, I moved on from that. And I had to move on from my entire country. Migrate into the center of the universe, I guess. European universe where you get money and stuff. And I get nothing as well. This is also heartbreaking. I literally got zero out of this. My dad knows how to earn money in that place, but I do not. I just wasted all on rent until I had completely zero and I had to just go away from there. It's painful. Rent is painful. It makes no fucking sense. But it is what it is, right? It was a little bit dramatic because my friend was in the picture for a long time, but I traveled to UK and she was still playing the role in that final step, right? The moment I said I'm in UK and I'm like, I'm okay with being in UK, she kind of ditched me, you know, like, I don't want to travel there. That's fucking stupid. I don't want to do that. Yeah, we had sort of awkward interactions with each other because she wants to give me a taste of even sweeter things without knowing that she will get in trouble for doing that, not me. You know, sex is not something, you know, you can recover from as a female. As a man, you don't care that much, but you just out of integrity purposes, you don't want to harm anyone and get yourself in trouble. Because you might be able to X these guys out, but the next generation is going to be 10 times more vicious if you have, you know, sins, if you're not an innocent person, if you don't have that virginity thing, which is still pretty powerful, I would say, in this context of my story. Well, maybe it's personal to me. I don't know, man. People handle things differently. You can tell your story because this shit stacks. This shit's the ultimate riz you can ever get. Charisma of defeating women. because they didn't show enough interest into you. They have to show very minimal interest, but also look very attractive overall, and like slowly fade out to only be attractive to you personally, you know. Cater to your interests, change the algorithm so only you like them the most. That's what would happen, you know, the light would shut down. When they were attractive to a bunch of different men, they just shrink and collapse into a star for you, right? That's pretty cool. Exhibits, experience that I never had, but I'm anticipating. Next step. So again, we're chatting across 2 different countries, but there's a person that I had to deal with very up close, and she had a boyfriend already, and she calls him fiancé already, like it's pretty serious. But she also still looks very cute as well. And I'm like, okay, I'll be attracted to her. Okay, that's fine. One day, we meet each other face to face. Basically, we have to work together for many hours. So we have to take care of each other, of like, our eyes are getting red because of all the fucking smells and toxicity, and we're dealing with potatoes, right? The potato wars for real this time. Because a girl is involved. Maybe that's why Technoblade got cancer, because he fucking didn't interact with women properly. Like, where's your fucking first ex? You know, you don't need a girlfriend, just have an ex. Have a person you dislike that has to be a female that was attractive to some extent and made memories. So, we hang out in workplace. We're just standing there sorting potatoes, the bad ones from the good ones, or cutting them into pieces, whatever, right? Or frying chips, preparing. And she obviously gets out of hand, because it wouldn't be a memory if things wouldn't get out of hand. Of like, asks me, why don't I have a wife, you know, let alone a girlfriend, and I have to try and explain her somehow. Of like, everyone your age has this and that, and it's like, what the fuck? It's basically gaslighting champion shows up to tell me what reality is, right? That people do this, and you don't have it. You should probably have it, but it's like, do you know what you're doing right now? You have a boyfriend, and you're telling me to have something that I don't have, but you can't give it to me, so your reality fucking sucks, right? Everything falls apart. And out of embarrassment, it seems, I don't know, we still were pretty close till the very, very end of like, which way do you go? Which way do you go home? And I was going that direction too, later on. I realized that was a pretty good way to go home. So we could have went together eventually. We didn't have to separate. But she just simply didn't stick around. After this weird interaction, after we got a little bit too close, she disappeared. I never seen her in the same workplace ever again. And we don't know what happened. I don't know what key I get out of this. It's a very interesting interaction. I don't even know her name. I have no idea about any of this. It's cold as it gets, but it's deep enough to be quite an adventure. With just one interaction that's like super mysterious, right? Everything's mysterious about this. And we will never talk ever again, but I'm like, shit, that was a pretty interesting impression of a gaslighter, you know? And it will remind me of a workplace where I worked for 2 years. I'm not gonna reveal it, because what's the fucking point? Almost 2 years, 1.5 years. So it was the main place that I was very comfortable with as well. Even though it was extremely toxic, like every single fucking workplace just squeezes you dry for some reason. Man. Pathetic. Seeing how factories work, I mean, I feel sorry for people who have to work in the first place. Yeah. And especially if they get exploited. But, you know, it was somewhat sentimental in that sense that we're both being exploited to some extent, but we get paid pretty well, too. And then she disappears right after we have this interaction because I wanted to continue the dialogue, right? Like, this is kind of tempting in many ways. Maybe she felt like she failed something. I don't know, man. But that's the story that she painted. She did fail. And now it's just gaslighting of, like, why not have girlfriend? You have to have girlfriends. But I can't give myself to all these people, right? You can only give yourself to one person. And all of a sudden you get torn apart. That's so fascinating, right? A girl that torn herself apart. So, in conclusion, a girl that gave people as many things as possible, and now she became fat because she realized she has to give herself a lot of things too. The coolest fucking kid in my school, and probably should stay there and learn a few more things about life. This Monica, will always wear a schoolgirl uniform, because we have made a character now, the Doki Doki Monica. Let's go, bro. Needs to learn more things. Leech needs to learn how to fucking not be shy. Simple as that. Because, like, she's pretty and could have handled herself so much better across social media, across just life in general. Like, she started smoking all that shit. Disgusting. Sweet. What's her biggest problem? I mean, you gotta be nicer than that. You can be a little bit even nicer and not be running away from things whenever it's convenient. She's also a bit too shy just in general. I honestly don't know where the flaws are. I guess she doesn't have flaws. But only if you get to be with her, that's the flaw. Like, she probably doesn't spend enough time with, like, quality time with people. Quality, just to manipulate others, right? So, it's just such a twisted world. And then we have a Gaslight champion that made a very good impression, but had to disappear because her logic was flawed in the end. The next generation of girls is not that much more intense. In fact, this is as intense as it gets, the first interactions. But the problem is, who the fuck knows where the story ends? This is not the end. I just, like, collected them, but maybe they have not finished their little scheme, right? Each of them can still do something. So we have to prepare ourselves to escape the bubble. Alright, the second generation, they could still give me a gift, and I'd be like, oh my god, I love you forever, and please marry me. They could still do some kind of fucking trick on me to get a grip. But the moment I get a grip on the third generation person, the third level, they all lose instantly. So if I can get a hand on the third level as quickly as possible, I would escape this automatically. Otherwise, I can just let the time run its course, which is the easiest thing to do. And it tears me apart of, like, which fucking decision to make, but of course. I will... whatever happens. I'm not saying I'm just gonna sit around. I'm making a video. But, I will always try something. Something. Carefully observe if there's an exit. You know, I will always be on my toes. And technically, this is preparation for that. So let's go, guys. That's why I'm making this video. Alright? Let's defeat the other 4 X's. That's the important part, my friends. So, my friends could still chase me and deliver something. Who knows? I interacted with my friend's girlfriend, which is potentially a big deal because, you know, now we're not on good terms with my friends, and that means that a steal can happen. She could still be interested somehow. I don't know. But the real deal is the story with my friends, right? Like, what was going on? They wanted. I was teasing them with the influence tracker, which is now a very sophisticated program, right? And it's getting more and more features. And yeah, of course they're gonna be interested, and they're gonna try and be like, "Oh, this is not about money, but let's make an app. Let's do all these things to make money in the end. To see where this thing goes." It's just not that simple, though, to make an app. Yeah, you can spread the app like a disease, like a virus. That's pretty cool. I probably don't get much credit out of it still. When it's on the internet, I have full control. Like, I can make a video about it. It's a lot simpler. And they were just not impressed that I can't follow their fucking commands. It's pathetic. They're asking way too many things from me. When I'm asking just, let's hang out so I can maybe socialize somehow, right? That would be nice. That's my proposal. But I don't have to say out loud, do I? It's just pain in the ass. So I don't have to say out loud, so I'm just trying to interact with them like normal human beings. But I feel like there's, you know, egg in the basket, and they're just the shell of something else. Because my friend is constantly fucking dealing with women all the time. And he has flexed it too. In the very end, when I was leaving UK, he fucking flexed of like, "Oh man, I have slept with so many women. I have so many condoms for this thing." But it's like, whatever, right? I don't care. You're not gonna make me care. You're not gonna put effort into making me care. So you're not that better than me. It's a lot easier to make me care when you just have one girlfriend. That's why there's many reasons to just have one person around you, one woman to take care of. I will not do that. I will have 4 if possible, or maybe many more. But 4 is a very good number. And if by saying many more, it's kind of like bonuses. They will play different roles than just be a wife material. I'm a fucking chase after full jackpot level of how many women I can have. Here you go, 4 girls at the same time. Let's go. As the jazz. She was probably waiting for it. You know, I feel spiritually connected to a lot of people. And Sniper Wolf is one of them. So she kind of adds to the topic, or like accelerates the whole thing of 4 girls and stuff. So I don't know. It's a mystery, just like here's a mystery of like what happened. Here's a mystery of who's the girl. I don't quite know. I have her on Instagram because we messaged. So I sort of have an impression of what is out there, what is available. You know, now I explore Instagrams, and I was able to talk to a person that disliked me instantly. But that's fine. That's just what happens. I talked to a female, guys. That's crazy. And she looked spicy, and she probably knows that she makes a pretty interesting impression, and she learned something about herself, but never gave me anything back. I'm not here to just insult. I'm spending quality time, and I don't want to be blocked in the end. Because maybe I want to say more things. I don't know. When will I get unblocked? Never. It's just, that's the biggest mistake that happens. Right? The cold-hearted nothing. The kick in the ass. Just like I got from Monica as well. I got a block. But I got unblocked from Monica. Monica did a fucking fascinating thing to play with my brain. She unblocked me. And that thing replays in my brain over and over again. What a fucking trick. Right? The saving grace, the unblock material. This shit pains me, bro. Because if a female decided of like, oh, I'll gonna unblock him now. How the fuck does that happen? What in the blue moon? You would want that. It's a fucking miracle. Never ever anyone else has unblocked me even once. Of course, she blocked me afterwards. But no one has ever unblocked me. In my life. Not man. Well, technically, my friend, but my friends don't count, alright? Friends fucking weirdos. But with, yeah, friends, I think I got 2 friends on that page. But I was never unblocked. This was the first and the last, potentially. When the block happens, people don't care. People don't care when they block people. They don't understand the mechanic is broken. They're playing with a broken knife. And cutting themselves a little bit. It's bad enough to not read messages. Then you understand you being rejected. But you should still allow reception, right? Blocking is just self-destruction. Regardless. Moving on. So I get a block. This one is a cold rejection. And this comes from Fiery. A rich girl that already got married, but I still don't give a fuck. You're rich. Now I don't care that you're married. I don't care about that part. I can just be a dog in the doghouse and enjoy my life in the rich place. Because I live in a fucking room for the entirety of my life. You think I'm not gonna take an upgrade? I will take an upgrade. Alright? And she's pretty fucking good looking person, so if I can just be in her world and I'll probably be happier. You know, there's a good chance. And also she makes good food. She's specialized in making food. And that's the highlight in my class. Alright, amongst my classmates, and I felt like she was throwing a few hints here and there of like she kind of likes me somehow. You know, we were sitting in the same place next to each other in one particular class, the arts class. Eventually she, I think, finds herself out of that loophole. But yeah, we were sitting next to each other and it was very nice. Like, I was sitting next to a girl. Actually, we're sitting in 2 classes next to each other. In English class too, but it didn't last very long. But arts class didn't last very long either. That was kind of fascinating. It's almost like we were together somehow, and I liked it. We were somewhat interacting a little bit here and there, right? Such an interesting memories I have out of this. So yeah, it's like super sweet, super fascinating person. Still forever ever will have a key to unbreak my heart. When I try to follow her on Instagram, though, she didn't even allow me to do that, right? Eventually blocking me. Of like, I just want to follow you on Instagram, and then she's like, I don't want you to follow. By kicking me out of her followers just rejecting, like, manually picking me out of, like, I don't want that to happen. Which is such a weird interaction, too. It's just such a twisted, weird thing, right? She doesn't want to associate, with someone like me, but, like, I'm a poor person, you better associate with me. Otherwise, you're a rich, spoiled brat, you know. That's her sister introducing Fiery. Let's go. Yeah, she also wears sunglasses She has some fucking weird, twisted mindsets about things, I imagine. And she's very popular, too. The most popular person in my class, for sure. One of the most popular people in school in terms of followers. Because she doesn't make just food. Like, she also a daughter, like, of a prestigious man, and her sister goes into politics. Like, there's some big waves going on. And I don't know if she can handle all the pressure, but I mean, good luck now, because you have to be rejected. Even though it's the hardest thing to just let go, because, like, I like her so much. She's such a, relatable person, and I like the memories that we have. Like, everything is alike, except, that she doesn't like me back. That's it. At all. Properly. Then just tries not to. So, fuck that shit. Alright? Best classmates, rewards. Congratulations. You got that one. Now, the hottest girl in school. We have some rewards, guys. We have, a person that my friends have been able to attract. A big blob, I would say. One of my best friends, or the person that I respected the most out of my friends list, got a girlfriend, and I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good girlfriend. I don't like the goth vibes, but, like, alright, that looks pretty good. So these are some, like, fascinating creatures, I'm not gonna lie. Rare. The rarity has increased, my friends, significantly. So in this case, we're talking about the hottest girl in school. At least for me. At least the way I see it. And I was able to talk to her too. Like, what the fuck? That is insane, man. That is absolute treasure, I would say. And I started with my signature move of throwing a Pokeball and trying to catch the damn Pokemon. And it was pretty interesting, but then she starts the questionnaire. I try to turn the whole thing into asking her a few questions too, like what's her favorite things. But everything is just kind of like mild. And a bunch of nothing and a bunch of darkness all of a sudden. The more I dig, the more darkness I find. And never really wanted to have that happen. Where just darkness keeps manifesting. I was trying to battle that shit. I don't know what she was hoping for me. Giving me a desire of, like, I wish people leave me alone, And, she probably just keeps waiting for me to get offended, for me to break my own heart. Of, like, I guess I can't handle you. But no, I never done that, because I'm a strong person. She never got an opportunity. Like, she has this dark aura going on to break other people, to use it to break other people. Because she's so fucking attractive, right? And she used the potential as like a little toy, superpower. But she also has a boyfriend as well. So slowly but surely she gets sucked into her own darkness and won't be able to use her superpower anymore. Everything is shutting down. The lights are off, and it's pretty nasty. The shit that I found. So, despite having her as a person that I can send message to, and she might actually read it and respond. It's going nowhere, and I try to end the whole situation, and also she already made a fucking baby, so now she has a whole fucking demon in there. Alright, to take care of. Congratulations. Alright, good luck with that. But it's so fascinating that I was able to communicate with the hottest girl in the school. Should I give you a taste? How about I don't actually tell you which one it is? You figure out yourselves. Finally, we have Geo, which will respond to my messages and will exist pretty much vividly. But the more you talk to her, the more like fucking it's messed up. You know, she just potentially rants about her thing and gets very upset, gets very emotional, and just out of control pretty much. Just wants to whine about shit and blame you for it. You know, just a spiky ball, I would say. Ball of many problems that you probably don't want to face by allowing her to just keep rolling around in your life. She comes also from Netherlands, which sounds like hell to me. That's what I learned. Nether stands for. But she's a gamer girl, you know. She fucking jumped into my Discord and we had a pretty interesting time together until things just get more and more awkward and just more and more uncomfortable. And she's like completely into it, of making me uncomfortable. Of like, that's her thing. And I'm like, no, I just want things to be nice between each other, sometimes at least. It can be nasty as long as the reward is that we're gonna be nice. Which eventually turned into a witch hunt, and I can pull the episode. Hopefully, this time I'll find the video. The Witchcraft Dua Lipa. I think that's where I was explaining, and she resembles Dua Lipa quite a bit. In terms of personality and the face, to some extent. Also, she's fairly young in comparison to everyone else, right? All of the other ones are my age, normally, but she's quite young. So, emotional curveball for sure. But also shy enough to not be, you know, surrounded by people that she likes more than me. You know, an introvert in that sense. This is why you're allowed to talk to her in a way. While she was an extrovert. So I had collected all 8 personalities too, it feels like. Except one of them is repeating itself. Alright, the fiery and fat fire kind of repeats itself. Which, you know, I have to throw in a bonus meme to finish the episode. The bonus meme is FF. Well, we can do one step worse. Alright, we can step one worse to a GG, right? Is that how it goes? FHI. FGA. No? ABCEEFG. Right? It goes from F's to G's, my friends. And I have a GG, basically. Remember the Monica's friends? The hot one, apparently? That's also an introvert and artistic soul, right? Oh, that's the bonus meme. It's kind of like in between, or just like another key points over here. That still potentially has the power to come back from being just a satellite of Monica, and plays a role of like filling in the gap of I never interacted with on myself before, because I am the Earth introvert and I have collected all the personalities. So we have that one, this one. I mean, all of them, but it's just like, if you're looking for something special, for something better, and a significant improvement of a fat person who just made a child and made you cry, that's the improvement you're looking for. So yeah, I have, that's an introvert, a fire. That's a fire extrovert, seemingly, because she fucking started a very spicy conversation out of control, pretty much. And that's usually what happens, right, with the extroverts. They make a mess, and they have to run away from it. They have zero ownership. But I didn't feel like it was a mess, you know. I thought it was pretty nice. So I don't take too much blame for anything here, because again, women have to work a little bit harder in terms of focus. Men can focus very easily, but women cannot, because they want to be attracted to everyone. But they have to be very careful of, like, okay, you attracted someone, can you handle it now properly without breaking their hearts? That's it. That's all you have to do. And then you're going to go to level up alongside with that person. I could have had a girlfriend. I could have had it for a very long time, and we could level up together. Right? We could get into different problems, basically. Instead of me failing to talk to women, pretty much. We have water extrovert and we have water introverts. So extroverts, introverts, and we have potentially, like, my friend is wind extrovert and Monica is introvert. So this one's still a little confusing, right? It's a little pink in there, because I don't know what I'm dealing with exactly. But those are this is the collection of the X's. I hope you enjoyed. I have refreshed my memory, because these are pretty powerful ones. Alright? They could still be dangerous, but it's fading out. Alright? So we're going into a completely new phase in my life, where I'm actually getting 1,000 views on some of my videos. That's pretty something. And you contributed to this one. Thank you very much. See you guys next time. And not the X time, okay? Don't believe what they say in the comments. And hopefully you subscribed, right? Bye.